So I know rookie minicamp is wrapped up and OTAs are going on. A lot of the rookies that just got drafted are getting the chance to get ingratiated with their team, learn the system, get hands-on experience with the coaches and their new teammates. But I want to look at last year's draft class and see what the expectations should be for them and what we expect the sophomore slump from anybody in the NFC South. My name is Aaron Duncan with the Necessary Bluntness Sports Talk. This is the channel where I might not tell you what you want to hear, but I'm definitely going to tell you what you need to hear. And I give a recap and analysis of the NFL, in particular the NFC South. So if you want to see more videos about the Bucs, Panthers, Saints, or the Falcons, make sure you hit the subscribe button below, give the video a thumbs up, and make sure you share this with a friend that may have some interest and let me know what they think about the video. So first, let's start with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Vita Vea. So last year was pretty underwhelming to start because of injuries for Vita Vea, and I know there's a lot of controversy around drafting him. The Bucs had a chance to get Derwin James, and we know how bad the secondary has been in the past. They traded back, still had a chance to get Derwin James, and passed on him again and got Vita Vea. However, down the stretch, Vea actually started to pay a little bit of dividends once he got healthy and got into the rotation. Down the stretch, he showed flashes of why they actually drafted him number 12 and showed that maybe in this new system with the 3-4 coming in that he can be a very disruptive force and eat up a lot of space in the middle of the field. We know how so important that nose guard position can be in the 3-4 to take up blockers and keep the linebackers clean. The Buccaneers just drafted Devin White with the pick, a sideline to sideline linebacker that has a lot of speed, that has that run and hit factor that a lot of people like in this league now. And it's going to be on Vita Vea to take up multiple blockers that way to keep Devin White clean, to run sideline to sideline and fly around and make plays. And ultimately, I can see these guys' success being tied to each other. If you see Vea struggle or injured a lot, it may force Devin White to struggle a little bit early. But if you see Vita Vea doing what he's supposed to do, playing his role, you can see both of these guys having a great year. I know Vea had 17 tackles and 26 pressures last year. I expect that to go way up. I think he could easily double or maybe triple his tackle output and at least 30 plus pressure. This guy is a massive human being, and being the plug and the anchor of a 3-4 defensive line is the perfect place and ideal situation for him in a Todd Bowles defense. Next up is the New Orleans Saints draft pick, Marcus Davenport. So after a disappointing rookie season, mauled by injuries at the beginning of the season and late in the season and off-season toe surgery, we expect Marcus Davenport to come back. He's been participating in individual drills at the beginning of the OTA, so everything looks like he'll be on pace to be ready for training camp in the beginning of the regular season. Hopefully the ticky-tack injuries are behind him, because I think he had like a thumb injury or something like that, and then he had a toe surgery at the end of the year that he said should have been season ending, but he continued to play through it. You got to give him credit for that, but I want to give him a pass for that. But at the same time, for the ransom that the Saints gave up, if he's healthy this year, there's going to be no excuses. They need him to step up big time. He was definitely starting to show some life and some promise after he came up with 4.5 sacks on the season down the stretch. But like I said, the injuries are definitely a concern, but let's hope they put everything behind him. The Saints like to use a rotation on the defensive line, so will it be realistic to expect double-digit sacks from Marcus Davenport? Let me know down below in the comments if you think Davenport can get double-digit sacks. This guy's a freak of nature. He's 6'6", 265, and we've seen this before. We've seen these big free athletes have these nagging injuries with Jadeveon Clowney, and it took him a couple years to finally get healthy and put some stuff together before people started to realize how big of a production piece they were. However, I think the time frame is a little bit quicker on Marcus Davenport just because the Saints Super Bowl window is about this wide open, because Drew Brees may be on his last run and there's a lot of money to be paid. There's a lot of this young talent on this team. Me, myself, I predict somewhere between the 8 and 10 range if he can stay healthy, and I keep emphasizing health because some of those tic-tac injuries can add up and you never know what can happen. Next up is the Atlanta Falcons draft pick, Calvin Ridley. Look, man, getting double-digit touchdowns in your rookie year is definitely nothing to sneeze at. Ultimately, my expectations for Calvin Ridley is to solidify that number 2 wide receiver position. We all know the huge benefits that a number 2 wide receiver can reap when he has an elite talent on the other side of the field commanding all the attention. Just look at Juju Smith-Schuster. With the assumed improvement of the offensive line for the Atlanta Falcons, I expect Matt Ryan to have a little bit more time to throw, and I expect there to be more opportunities for Calvin Ridley to stretch the field, because we all know that is one of the biggest things that he brings to the table. And yeah, I know he had a case of the dropsies or the butterfingers, whatever you want to call it, last year, but I expect him to spend his offseason working on his hands and gaining a little bit of muscle. And with doing that, I don't expect anything less than 1,000 yards and 6 to 8 touchdowns. He only averaged 12.8 yards per catch last year, but like I said, with the addition of more big plays, I expect that number to go way up also. Next up is the Carolina Panthers first round pick, DJ Moore. So clearly, since the Carolina Panthers let Devin Funchess walk in free agency, they obviously saw enough in DJ Moore last year to feel like he could be the bona fide #1 wide receiver for Cam Newton. You know, Ron Rivera is kind of an old school coach and he likes to bring the young guys on slowly, but it seemed like after the Falcons game early on in the season when he exploded for like 50-something yards, he had no choice but to get him on the field and give him the ball a lot more. My expectation for DJ Moore is 1,400 all-purpose yards and probably 10 touchdowns. He led the league last year in yards after catch, and he's just a pretty good explosive wide receiver once the ball gets in his hands. My only concern with DJ is the type of touches they give him. He gets a lot of screens, reverses handoffs, he's the pitch man and the option, a lot of stuff, like I said, when they get him the ball quick. We know last year he had some ball security issues, in particular in the Redskins game where he fumbled twice and pretty much cost the Panthers the game. So I expect him to be working on that this offseason because he knows it's such a major part of his game, and he's going to be touching the football and carrying the football just as much as some of the running backs that the Carolina Panthers have. And for a wide receiver to have over 4 fumbles in a season, that's unacceptable, man. So I expect DJ to step his game up and work on ball security this offseason if he definitely wants to be that bona fide #1 wide receiver. But as usual, you guys let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. What are your expectations for each of the rookies I went for? Do you think I'm pretty off base with how I think everybody's going to improve? Do you expect anybody to regress? What do you think? Let me know down below in the comments. You guys make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss anything, and you got to hit that bell icon because YouTube be tripping, man. So make sure you do that so you can get every notification that comes through every time I drop a video. But that pretty much wraps up this mystery. I'm Aaron Luckett signing off with the Necessary Bluntness Sports Talk. I'll see you next time. Peace.